Hi there! So today we're doing 3 looks with an affordable palette, and I picked the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette. This right here is a $6 palette and it's amazing for the price, and I did 3 looks with it. So I can show you like a variety of looks that you can create with such an affordable palette. Anyways, let's get into it. Welcome to the festive background. Today I want something like pretty glam. I do have my palette here. We're going to use, I'm thinking, the berry shades here. And yeah, let's see what I can come up with. I have a little bit of concealer on my lids. I have not set my face yet, so you might see some creasing going on. We're going to do the setting after we do the eyeshadow. In case there is some fallout, I can just wipe it off and just redo the base in certain places if I need to. I'm thinking I will start with this one. Okay, so I'm going to pick this shade and I'm going to pick it on a medium shader brush from Makeup Addiction. Tapping off the excess. I'm going to start from my outer corner and tap that. You can see that the palette is very pigmented. I really love it. I cannot believe the price of it, to be honest. I mean, it's not life-changing or anything, but for that price, I feel like it's the best option. So I'm tapping and then bringing it upwards. I actually want to extend this a little bit more, so I'm picking some more of this shade and just I'm creating a kind of a V shape here. And I will bring it a little bit lower, so it kind of, in my mind, it kind of connects to the lower lash line. I will do the lower lash line soon, but I'm already thinking what I want to do, and I want kind of the lower lash line to be connected here with the upper lid. Then I will pick a small blending brush. This is my Morphe 506. I'll pick this purple here. Tap off the excess. This has some kind of a fall out in the pen, it's okay. I'm going to start from my lid here. No, I don't want to bring the shadow too upwards. I'm thinking of doing kind of like a smoked liner, a little bit more than a smoked liner, because I already applied the shadow a little bit too high, but it's okay. And then I'm picking some more of that and I'm using it to extend this burgundy shade. I'm doing left and right motions, really trying to blend this out. And then I'm doing little circular motions here in my outer corner. Okay, I think I figured out what I want to do. I'm going to pick up some more of this burgundy. And what I want to do basically is what I did here. It's not such a big difference, but I want this shadow to kind of build up the thickness of my shadow, if that makes any sense. So I want it to be angled like this, starting thin here and then thickening out the shadow as it reaches my outer corner. I hope that makes sense. So I'm picking the dark shade and I'm making the eyeshadow a little bit thicker here. So it kind of creates that lifted outer corner. And then I'm picking my transition again to blend this out. And I'm doing little circular motions to blend. And then with a clean blending brush, this is my Sigma E25, really love it. I'm really diffusing this edge. I feel like I need to add a little bit more of that burgundy here. I don't know if I wiped it off or something. I'm just tapping my brush with no additional product on it. I do this a lot when it comes to blending. I just go back and forth between my brushes to perfect everything. One more thing that I want to do, especially since I did not set my concealer with powder, I'm going to pick up this cream shade here with the same blending brush. And I'm going to tap that shade right here, so the concealer won't transfer on my eyeshadow. Okay, we're going to turn this into this. I just wanted to do it off camera first, so I can decide what I'm doing. I'm going to need a black pencil. You can use whatever you have. This one is from Boysenberries. What I'm going to do is stamp that. Not stamp, drag it on my outer corner here. And I'm actually going to bring it towards the center of my eye, but doing a really thin line here in the center. And I'm also going to underline my lashes. And then I'm going to need a pencil brush. This one is a Morphe M149, and I'm going to stop talking and start blending because this might dry. I'm doing little swiping motions to blend this in my other corner, and I'm bringing it upwards. I'm going to need a tiny bit more here to really intensify this outer corner. And then what I want to do is pick up the burgundy shade again, and I'm going to top the pencil with this shade, and that's going to create, it's going to make this black pencil look like a dark purple. And I'm going to place that all over my lash line, but again thinner here in my inner portion and then thicker in my outer corner. And I'm going to need to blend again, but I don't have any additional transition shade on this brush. I'm going to take the pencil along my waterline as well. And on my lower lash line I'm going to use this gold champagne shade here. This is a shimmer. I'm going to apply it with a flat brush. It's a Morphe without a number. And then I'm going to stamp it in my inner corner as well. Not my usual lip color, but here's the look all complete. I added some corner lashes. I wanted to add a full band, but I thought that these outer corner lash will emphasize the fact that the outer corner is extended. Yeah, I really hope you like it, and I'll see you for the next look. I'm gonna be honest, like coming up with new look ideas is challenging sometimes. I mean, I do use different colors for most of my looks, but the shape and the placement is kind of the same every time. So I'm going to try to do a halo eye today, just to spice it up a little bit. I'm going to start with this shade here and place it on the outer and inner corner of my eye. I'm going to need to blend this concealer first. So I'm gonna take that shade on my Morphe M507. This is a blender brush, but it has a pointy edge, so it allows you to be precise with the application, tapping off the excess. And I'm going to place that in my outer corner first, stamping the shade and placing it kind of angled towards my outer corner. And then after I place down the pigment, I bring the shadow inwards to fade it. And then I can bring it outwards as well, again to fade it into my outer corner. I'm using a really light hand when I'm blending. I'm picking up some more to build it up, because I lost a little bit of that intensity while I was blending. But the pigment is definitely buildable. I'm going to pick a smaller brush. This is my Morphe M149, and I'm going to pick up the same shade. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to apply it on my lower lash line. I'm going to start from my outer corner because I really want to connect the lower lash line to the upper lash line. And I'm just bringing up the shade towards my entire lower lid. And I'm picking my previous brush with no additional product on it, and I'm just buffing this edge here, again connecting the upper lid to the lower lid. Since I'm doing a halo eye, I'm going to pick the same dark shade and place it in the inner portion of my lid. As you can see, I'm not bringing it as high up as I did here. I'm gonna pick up this lighter shade here on a Morphe M506, which is again a pretty small blending brush, and I'm placing this shade above the previous shade to help blend everything. And I'm placing it on the lower lash line as well, again below the previous shade. And I'm also blending this part here. I'm just doing little circular motions, and I'm being very gentle. I'm using a really light hand here. And I'm going to take this warm tone transition shade here on a Sigma E25 brush. I'm going to tap off the excess and use that to blend the shadows into my skin. Again, I'm being very gentle with the pressure that I apply on the brush. That is very important, because if you put a lot of pressure, it's going to end up patchy rather than diffused. I'm just gently doing little circular motions to blend, taking some more and blending this area as well. Now I'm gonna take my previous brush to just help blend this even more. Again, with no additional product on the brush. In the center of my lid, I'm going to go with this champagne shimmer here. I'm just going to apply it with my fingers. And I'm tapping that right in the center of my lid. And then I'm diffusing it into the mattes. I applied some false lashes and did my lips, and this is the second look, all complete. I was having doubts whether or not I liked this, but it's pretty nice. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. I think I'm going to film this tomorrow, I'm not sure, but I'm going to see you on the third look. Let me just turn on the Christmas spirit. Okay. Okay, so this is the third look that I'm doing with the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette. I'm sorry for the budgies in the background, they just, when I open the lights, they get more awake and active. Hey buddy, I'm filming. He doesn't understand me. Whatever. So I'm thinking of doing like an all neutral look. I'm going to start with my transition first. I'm going to use the cool tone one and pick it up on a Julia's Place 007 blending brush. Tap off the excess. Let me just blend those creases in first. Now I'm going to apply this shade starting from my outer corner and bringing it towards my crease area. This blends so nicely. Picking up some more to intensify. I'm having an idea, and I don't know if it's bad or good. Would this shade look good as a contour shade? Why should I try that? Now I'll be using that same shade on my lower lash line, applying it all over the lower lash line, doing little back and forth motions, and then connecting it to the upper lid. I used to be so frustrated that, you know how there's a trend where people do not apply any shadow on their lower lash line, and I really like how it looks on others, and I always wondered why it looks so bad on me. Then my favorite YouTuber Alexandra Anel answered my question. She basically said when you apply shadow on your lower lash line, your under eye kind of brings your under eye forward, and I feel like because of my deep set eyes, if I don't apply shadow on my lower lash line, you kind of see my eyes are sunk in. You see this hollow here that I have. So now I get it. I feel like there's a lot of popular styles right now that just don't suit my eye shape. Getting frustrated. Next I will pick this dark matte shade here on my Morphe M506. And that's gonna go kind of rounded in my outer corner. So first I'm stamping it here. And then slightly bringing it into my crease, but not really all the way to my inner corner. Like just here in my outer corner. Then I'm picking some more of that transition to really blend this shade into the transition shade. I feel like this shadow blends so well for that price, like I'm really blown away. Going back to my previous brush with no additional product. Blending is a pretty long process. You gotta be patient with it. I'm going to take that transition again and just diffuse this outer corner shade into my lid using that same transition. Okay, and now on my lower lash line I'm going to pick up this shimmer here because it's the only shade in the palette that I did not use in any of the looks, so I want to include it. And I'm going to apply it on my lower lash line with a flat brush. And I'm also going to apply this Sephora Collection brown pencil on my waterline. And I will use it to line under my lash line as well. I'm gonna highlight my inner corner with this shimmer here. I was finishing up my makeup and ignore the fact that my lash is sticking out in my inner corner. This is like my fourth or fifth time applying the lash, and it just won't stick to my inner corner, and I think I'm going to leave it like this. But anyways, I was actually trying to use this shade as a contour, and I was surprised to see that it works. So I'm going to show you. As you can see, it's pretty soft. So for my skin tone, it's really good as a contour shade. Extend the eyeshadow into my temples to connect it to the contour, and this can create a very cohesive look where you kind of have the same color scheme on your face as well as on your eyes. So okay, I'm done. I'm so frustrated with this lash, but whatever. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed these 3 looks with the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette. I really enjoy this palette. I feel like it's such a steal for the price. It's perfect for beginners if you're just starting out. So if you're just starting out and you want to get a palette to create more neutral everyday looks, I feel like this is a great option. And that's it. By the way, let me know which look was your favorite, because I'm curious to know. I think mine was the first one. I just love how that kind of a shape and eye look looks on my particular eyes. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!